Let's do it. All right, hello everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone in these YouTube streets. I have the lovely Kelly with me too, and I got the direction right this time. So yes, got the lovely Kelly. You guys know her as dzCat's Wellness Tarot. So welcome Kelly, and to everyone in the chat room too. Thank you guys for being here too, and just being yourselves and enjoying your day, keeping yourselves busy. I know it's Tuesday, it's not like the weekend, so it's kind of like, oh, it's better than Monday. It's Tuesday, it's gonna get better. So it's kind of like
Hey, we're
Friday
almost
comes.
we're almost on hump day, right?
Hey,
Hump day is tomorrow,
mhm.
so we're almost there.
Exactly. So shout out to the people who are here. What's up, Ronnie boy? What's up, man? Good to see
Hi,
you. What's
Ron.
up, bro? Good to see you, bro. Hopefully everything you're doing well too. So yes, show all the love to Kelly too if you guys want to. So
Hmm.
yes, give all the love to Kelly if you want to subscribe to her channel, especially for
You're
those
so
who are
sweet.
watching the replay. And check her out. She has some awesome content. She always invites awesome people, and she's an awesome and powerful human being too.
Thank you.
So when it comes to that, and just she's a powerhouse too. And hello, Mama Bear. Good to see you. What's
Hi,
good?
Mama
What's
Bear.
good? And Kelly, thank you for being here too. And if you want to share anything, because I know most of you got people who are here are subscribed to you, but for those who are new, if you want to share anything about yourself and what you want to talk about when it comes to raising your vibration, just keeping yourself healthy, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally too, you got the floor and have at it. This is your show.
Well, thank you.
Mhm.
First of all, thank you for inviting me. It's been a long time since I've been here to visit, so I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Um, Jay and I used to go live on the same day.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's right.
and so quite often I would be sitting here getting ready to go to my show, but I would like, oh, I'll get ready early, and then I'd pop on with Jay just
Right.
before my show. So, but you're not doing those Wednesdays anymore. And I switched my time on Wednesdays, so now I go way
Right.
later, so it doesn't work out. But anyway, thank you for the invite. It's good to be
Anytime.
here. Hi to everyone in the chat.
Hey, hello everyone in the chat. Grace, Gerald, all you lovely people. Davaria, good to see everyone in the chat.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, indeed. So yeah,
Um, and I want to say thank you because you paid me a really kind compliment when I first came backstage, saying congratulations for the outings that I'm doing, and I
yeah,
really
I told
appreciate
you.
that.
I
Thank you
was
so
like, yeah, that's awesome. It was just like that was the coolest thing ever, and you're just out in your comfort zone. I was like,
much.
yo, that's cool. It's kind of like when you see someone just doing like an amazing accomplishment, just
Yeah,
stepping outside their comfort zone, and that takes a lot of power. Most people, like that takes some years to just overcome those kind of challenges. And
yeah.
I seen this in person too. It's like like whoa, like she actually did it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like,
I know.
that's
I could. I mean, that day, every time I've gone out, I'm doing it live because honestly, I don't know that I could do it on my own. And I hope that by me sharing those outings with people, that I'm motivating or inspiring other people, that no matter what their challenge or their obstacle may be, hopefully, it sort of comes across it on the screen. And oh, thank you, Grace. You're so kind. Thank you
I
so much.
agree with that, Grace. Yeah, those road
Yeah.
trip videos are awesome, especially how you and Mark just interact. It's like
Oh my gosh,
just
Mark.
that's
I mean,
refreshing.
I
So
watched them
real.
back and I was like, oh, I need to be nicer to him. And then I'm like, when I say that, it's like I hope that people, because you forget that you're live and we're just being ourselves. And it's like, we've been married for like, almost 19 years. And we've been together for like 23. And it's like at this point, I know what he's going to say before he knows what he's going to say, and vice versa. So sometimes I'm like, ooh, I hope that people get that.
Right.
That's the way. This is the way we are, and we really do like each other because of some of the things I've
Right.
done. I was like, oh, that didn't come across so well.
It's
Anyway,
just like how most couples interact. I mean,
yeah.
it's normal. I mean, sometimes you have your ups and downs and
Oh yeah.
moments when it's like you got
Oh,
conversations.
geez, sorry. He just popped in his head and said, "What do I do now?" And I was like, "What? Come and say
What's
hi to
up,
everybody
Mark?
live. You want to come say hi? Where are you going?"
Mm.
Oh my gosh, no one's gonna even notice. Hi, Deb. Hi,
Hey, Dev
Sabrina.
H. Good to see you. Good to see you, Dev H. And Sabrina as well. So yes, I guess indeed, and it's just Ron gets it too. So I know I'm not married, so I don't have that perspective like Kelly and Ron does too. So it's like having those conversations. If I see Ron with his spouse and they're talking like how you and Mark are, I'll be really rooting for you them too.
No, stop. Come over here.
What's up, Mark? You been shy, man? What's going on, bro?
Hi everybody. Hey Jay, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, how you doing, man? You're live, so say hi to Mark, everyone. So yes,
Yep.
cool
This
stuff,
is
man.
my better half.
No, you're the better half.
Yes, the awesome Mark. Shout out to you, man.
Hey Ron.
Yes, yes, Cindy. What's up, Mark? What you up to, man?
Well, just another day, buddy.
All right, just living life, huh? Same here, man. Same
Yeah.
here. Cool.
He's getting
Good
ready. He volunteers at the local
I'm not going tonight. I'm coming enough.
hockey club, and so no, you are going.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he volunteers there, and so he's off to his practice.
Paris Dache. What's up, buddy?
Hey, yeah. Shout out to Gerald too. So yeah,
Not ruin Jay's show.
Yes, no, I agree.
that's all right. I mean, hey, Mark is
Hey,
always.
keep up the good work, buddy.
Thank you. I will. Same to you, man. So yes, thank you. And hello, Teresa. Good to see you as well.
Teresa.
Yes, indeed. So Ron says, hey, there's nothing wrong playing hockey. I mean, I never got into hockey. I mean, it's just like I think it's a really hardcore sport.
We're Canadian.
Hey,
it's kind of part of the program. It's like I'm sure somewhere on the Canadian citizenship it says hockey, and you need to tick off a box.
Right. I totally get it. Shout out to my Canadian peeps too. I mean, it's just like if I were to go to like a hockey game, I just gotta be prepared. It's like, oh crap, this is intense.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like more intact, like when it comes to like football per se too, and sometimes basketball. It could be with close contact with other players, when you just put
absolutely
the ball, or you just putting the puck in the net. Or even like with soccer too. I mean, that's like those sports that can, raise your vibration, but also can just make you feel a certain way too. Or even just any activities as well. I know people in my YouTube channel voted for what you guys want to talk about. And if you guys ever want a reading from me and Kelly, or if you guys want to talk about anything in general too, how you can just raise your vibration too, feel free to share.
Well, you know what's raising my vibration right now? It's just this whole thing. This feels really good, and everybody's like happy, and I'm here for it. I love it.
Yes, Canadians are awesome, aren't they, Grace? Yes. Shout out to all my Canadian peeps out there. Ron, Kelly, all you guys who subscribe to my channel, and to Kelly, and to like Gerald's channel, Deb Ages, all the lovely people who are here too.
I'm laughing at Ron's comment.
I played hockey when I was younger. Jay knows. Hey, hold up. There is some SmackDown moments. I know you've ever seen those videos where it's like those two players getting this heated kind of.
Oh yeah.
Is that like regular in hockey, or is it just like?
No, that's totally regular. Damn. I mean, people, and they live for it. They totally live for it.
That's more hardcore than UFC and WWE, and like it's like how
the key to that fight is to take the hockey jersey and to pull it over the head. That's what stops the fight.
Oh shoot! I did not know that. I thought they just want to scrap, like
Oh no, they do want to scrap, but that's how they. If you're losing the fight, that's how you win the fight, is by trying to grab the jersey, and because then they can't do it.
The winner is the loser, basically, right? Or I don't even know. I
don't get it at all. I mean, and don't let the Canadian people hear me say that, but I don't get it at all. But anyway.
Well, I gotta be schooled on the basics and traditions of hockey. Mark probably showed me the ropes if I ever go to Canada. I mean, it's just like those kind of activities. I know that with the hockey that can be pretty intense, but it's kind of like how you could raise your vibration.
Yeah,
just like doing having conversations like this where you can just laugh your ass off, or just pull some cards with people. It could be like tarot cards, could be like playing cards like from Vegas, wherever that may be, wherever floats people's boat, basically. And
whatever brings you joy is what raises your vibration, right? whatever allows you to be open to more joy being received is what lifts your vibration. And
Right.
it's a beautiful thing. So if you're into hockey, fights and all, because it's part of the sport, apparently, then do it, right?
Right.
Oh, we're watching. Ron, you're having a dance party? Is that what? Is that what's
Oh shoot! Where's our invitation, then? So yes, dancing is a good way to raise your vibration too. And
absolutely this?
yesterday, just sharing this with you guys too. Last night I was listening to music for like at least a couple hours, and I looked at the time, and it was like 4 in the morning. I was like, "What? What the hell?" I was like, I know I got some sleep, but it's like 4 in the morning. But I was just jamming, and it was just like, oh, it's like you could sleep, but it's kind of like, do you like, I want to sleep, I want to listen
Yeah.
to this instrumental a little bit more. So it's
I
kind of
have
like,
a funny little story that I'd like to share. Speaking of lifting your vibration, and I mean, I don't know that it's considered a sport, but it definitely requires some athleticism. So, way back in the day, my sister and I, we worked for the local Parks and Recreation Department. And somehow we got roped into just one time because they needed people to help out to be DJs for roller skating. And then, of course, the one time turned into like the whole summer, right? I mean,
right.
of course it did. And we called ourselves the Nasty Girls as the DJs.
Oh, Nasty Girls. Now it's bringing me back to a song I was listening to.
So we obviously weren't roller skating, we were DJing, and
Right.
we used very high-tech equipment. We would go to the snack bar every evening before we DJ'd. We'd buy a bunch of bubble gum, chew the bubble gum, because we would have to wrap the bubble gum around the jacks to the speakers so it wouldn't vibrate. It was very high-tech, very high-tech. Anywho, so the other day I was on Instagram, and I don't spend any time on Instagram. Like, I don't get it. I'm old. I don't know if y'all can tell. But I don't get it at all. I don't get the point. I don't get the purpose. I have a YouTube thing, and I put my stuff up there for the channel. But other than that, I don't get it. But the other day, I was on Instagram, and I came across this this reel, I guess they're called, from the Griffin brothers. Oh, wow! There they are, doing their thing. They have brought shuffle dancing, which is like a form of roller skating, back.
Yeah.
They've been on Good Morning America. They've been on different news programs. They're featured at different arenas. I mean, it's like a whole thing, right? Wow. I was through their whole page. So I'm listening to the clips. I mean, they were literally roller skating. So like, shout out to the cameraman who's roller skating backwards, filming them, right? And I'm having the best time ever because of the songs. So one of the songs is the same record. Don't laugh. We thought we were legit DJs. My sister and I, we really did. We took it very seriously. We bought ourselves an extended LP, the 16-inch, and that was our test record for every night when we set up our equipment, which was I think it's Taylor Dean. Tell it to my heart. No copyright infringements. Anyway, so that was one of the songs that they were roller skating to, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best!" So of course I sent it to my sister, right? So the point that I'm making is that whole thing, watching them roller skate, took me back to that point in time, made me think of that whole memory, and just literally boosted me up. I was laughing, I was smiling, I was like, I'm gonna go roller skating, which no one wants to see that. Trust me, because I'll end up in the emergency room. So we don't want to go roller skating, but it just made me happy, and I loved it. So you guys check those guys out on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Brothers.
So yeah, that's beautiful and you can share that. And like on Instagram, because I understand how you feel about social media, it's like, it could be addicting, but it could also be annoying too. It's like, okay, like you're seeing the same posts over and over. But if you like find a page where you can just listen to like remixes of your favorite songs, and then like activities that you love to do, like rollerblading, it's like, that's really cool. And like with me too, I listen to like a lot of comedy clips and music clips and
Yeah.
people dancing and shuffling and rollerblading. It's like, oh man, this is cool. It's just list you could listen to that, and the songs too on Instagram that people remix. It's like I'll listen to it for like
Oh yeah.
days in. I mean, no
I
joke.
was like, I was there for it because I was like, I mean, I love all that like 80s like hip hop stuff, right? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I was like totally like channeling my high school years. It was great.
And
Oh,
like
nice, Ron.
you got a new deck.
Yeah, he got this one here. So I had Lita Rodriguez on my channel, who
Oh,
herself
that's a
and
big old
Sienna
deck.
Rose
Nice.
created this deck, and so this is the one that Ron's talking about. I by the way, I'm just shouting it out because it has an amazing book that comes with the deck. This is the guidebook. Look at how thick it is.
Yeah, it looks like I thought it looked like it's a book. That's for
Yeah.
sure. That's a beautiful deck.
So
And it's just like speaking of cards too, because I've seen a lot of cool cards from like people in this community too who have an Instagram. And I was like, wow, they do like these interesting like card pulls and where they like they post like different stuff, like they share like kind of messages and like even put music in there too, which is really cool. And it's just like, for anyone who is listening too, like, what's your favorite activities that you guys love to do to really lift up your vibration? And it could be with anything too, if you want to share that in the chat.
well, I was gonna bring my baton, but I thought no, I can't really twirl while I'm sitting on the chair.
Oh, maybe I know you did that last time when you're in your backyard with the campfire, right? You have your that was cool.
It's part of who I am, like we all have that thing. Speaking of the sports, like all joking aside, but we all had that thing that maybe we wanted to try when we were younger, or something that we did do when we were younger. And you can always modify things if you're not able to do what you used to do, but it takes you back in time, and some of the memories of the going back in time are the things that invoke the joy and the happy memories, right? I twirled baton from the time I was 4 and a bit till I was 21. And I remember I went every Saturday, and every Saturday afternoon I would stand in the kitchen and cry and tell my parents I hated it and I wanted to quit for like the first year. And my father helped me with one of my first little tricks that we learned. And
shout out to your pops. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, which I mean, there I was 4 years old, and this, big tall guy beside me trying to show me how to do it. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't like it. Anyway, so when I pick up a baton, right, it's that memory. It's my whole entire childhood. Like from 4 to 21, that's my entire childhood, right? It's my teammates, it's camaraderie, it's passion, it's good sports sort of ethics, it's teamwork, sharing that experience with my sister, right? There's so much that every time I pick up that baton, do you know what I mean? Like it's not just the baton, it's all of the things that come with it. So I love when we can pick up a bunch of memories from one thing.
Right. That's a good point that you make too. It's just like certain activities that you used to do when you were little, and then you reconnect with that again when you're an adult. And it's kind of like, I'll say, for example, see, I'm going to show you, like a controller, right? Let's say like this, I pick up this controller and I just, turn on the PlayStation and you look at it, right? And it's like, you kind of have this flashback where it's like when you first had your first game system, like say for Sega Genesis, and you just play Columns or Power Rangers,
right?
And it's like, wow, like just holding it in your hand and just looking at the screen, like if you're sitting like far away from it too, or in your gaming chair as an adult, or if you're playing it with the other people, with your kids or with your girlfriend.
Absolutely.
Boyfriend. It's like, wow, it just brings back so many memories. It's like to that joy. Even like when like your parents gave you like their first game system, or your first baton, or your first basketball, football, or dance dress, ballet shoes, wrestling gear, or
anything, right?
Anything,
I mean,
so It's just
if you've
beautiful.
always wanted to do something, or if you did something when you were younger that you wish that you had have stuck with, but for reasons, whatever, that you weren't able to, why not? Release that inner child in you, and sort of, that let the innocence of that sort of grab your attention again. Because most often it's happy memories, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And like, like even like with happy memories, especially like with certain content that we watch on TV. I mean, I'll share this story too. Last night, I haven't watched wrestling on TV for like the last couple of years. And then one of my favorite wrestlers who retired, like The Undertaker, and other people like Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, who were on there too. I was like, oh, seeing, The Undertaker riding on his bike again kind of brought me back to when I was a kid, seeing him live in his bike as the American Badass. It's like, oh, I was like, choke him out, choke him out. I know
I
the
love
wrestlers, and I won't get violent. I'm not the violent person, but
Yeah.
when it comes to wrestling and video games, I could be the totally opposite of who I am. So it's like, yeah, choke him out, choke him out. It's like,
Yeah.
get him. It's like, you're a kid again. You're rooting for your
Yeah.
favorite wrestler, your favorite athlete. It's like, yeah, get him. So it's kind of like,
and it's all of those things that sort of go into, okay, so when we say like lift our vibration, raise our vibration, sometimes it feels overwhelming to people, myself included, sometimes, where it's like, I need to do something that's going to, boost me up a little bit. Well, what do I do? So it's going to cost me money. I got to set time aside. Sometimes it doesn't have to be that complicated.
oh no, it could be
Like
so
cards. You were
simple.
talking about cards. So this is not obviously like oracle cards or tarot cards, but when I was a little girl, I loved cards. Why did I love cards?
I
Because
love cards too, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. I was a kid. You're talking about cards. I mean,
yeah,
I still have my Pokemon cards with my mom's friends
I
that
love
that's
that
in
though.
Japan, and it's still rare too. They look worth a lot of money,
I
but it's
love
like
that. See,
it's
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like when I
yeah,
was little, my grandmother babysat me until I was old enough to start kindergarten. And my papa, my grandfather, he worked nights. So he was awake or home during the daytime. He wasn't awake, but he was home. And I loved hanging out with my papa. And
mm,
my papa used to play cards all the time. He played euchre and crib and all those, snap and all those
yeah,
games. And when my papa would come to my house to visit for like the weekend or something,
right.
I would be at the door waiting,
Oh,
because my papa would bring me a deck of cards every time he came to visit. And then we would go through the procedure of opening up the cards and we would play a game. And I literally would be waiting at the door for him. And I loved cards. I mean, I learned how to count playing crib with my papa, right? Um, and so
mm,
just talking about cards, it all of those happy memories, sitting up till the wee hours of the morning when I got older, uh, being able to play one-on-one with him, like, actually play with him, was such a joy, right?
right.
That's when you tell stories and you share back and forth, and it's just lovely. Hi, Kiba.
Yeah. Hey, Kiva, good to see you. Much love to you and your mom, Marsha, also. And I know Ron shared like when it comes with wood too. I was highlighting that, and that's cool too that you had that hobby when you were younger, and it kind of you can see that on your channel too because you love to create with your hands, and you could probably make your own wood Iron Man suit if you wanted to. And it's like, hey,
Right?
it's like he's very good at what he does too. It's like
Absolutely.
it's just really beautiful to see his work of art, and
Yeah.
that's cool, man. And it's just beautiful to see too. So I'm glad
Yeah.
that brings you joy also, bro. And it's just like, you mentioned that too when it comes to just like the simple things, how can you just raise your vibration? It's like, even like, like with things that we see on TV, like with the content or even just activities too, like, making your own recipe or
Yeah.
just like, or even just like having a conversation with like, say, with
With your
either
friend.
yeah, with a friend or with a partner or just like on in like live too, like on
Yeah.
YouTube.
playing
mean,
with
like
your, spending time with your animals, right?
fur babies, yes.
Hanging out with Ricky and with the kitty cats, and I mean,
Yeah.
it brings you joy because it's comforting, it's soothing. You're getting that unconditional love from them, that companionship, the warmth that they provide. Hey, Arlene, it's good to see you.
Arlene, good to see you. Yes, thank you for being here too. And she's going to eat and Arlene, going to eat and listen. I love doing that on a regular basis when I'm watching, like, like Kelly goes live with her shows. I just shut up and listen because I like to take notes too. Just like when it comes to just like what she's talking about on her, her content. The same goes to Ron and to Deb H and Gerald and whoever's here too, who are content creators. It's like I like to take notes, and that's like a simple way to raise your vibration because you're open to learning and to really just grow. And it's like, hey, yeah, I never thought of that when it comes to what she was talking about or what this other content creator is talking about, even though how they're delivering it can be pretty extreme. But it's like, hey, if you really break it down to what they're saying, it's like, yeah, that really makes sense. And it's like, you could just like listen to it while you're eating, or if you just get a journal and just write stuff down. It's really cool. That's how you can just raise your vibration like that. So, and even just eating and listening, I do that every single day. I love doing it. So it's like, hey, shout out to you for doing that also. So yeah.
I love what Sabrina wrote. I love miniature dollhouse furniture, and I used to make and stain my furniture. It was the only way I could afford them. Heck, some of the high-priced miniature furniture costs as much as the full size. Yeah, that's wonderful, Sabrina. I mean, the patience that must, I can only imagine. I used to, I didn't make the little houses, but Christmas villages, right? The little bits and pieces. You can buy like the molds, the little house, and you just paint them. And that's what I used to do. I made villages for all of my family. So I can't imagine making the actual furniture and then staining them, like how much time and detail. But it's so rewarding that every time I would go to a family member's house and they would have the village out. So I can only imagine that you must have felt that same way, that, every time you looked at the dollhouse or whatever, like have everything set up. Or to see someone else that you gave it to, or that bought it from you or whatever, to see it out there. It's such an amazing feeling when you say you're going to create something and then you actually create it and then you can see it right in front of you. Do you know what I mean?
And Serena, just like with those miniature dolls, and it's just like you guys you and Serena just brought me back to memory with all the action figures I used to collect, because I know, like, most, when I was growing up, most girls had Barbies, and most guys had action figures, or most girls had action figures and Barbies at the same time, which is cool. I never had a problem with it.
Absolutely.
It's just like how the people who created those kind of products, like those action figures, especially in the miniature dolls, that takes a lot of time consuming planning, artwork. It's like, especially now in the 90s, it's like, say for example, like for instance, you're making a toy for Batman, because like Batman was still popular at the time, and it's like even making those different variations of Batman or Superman or Power Rangers or Hercules or Turbo Man. I don't know if you guys ever seen Turbo Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. That was kind of like the in thing too in the 90s. And it's like, my mom, we had that VHS video, and it's like, like I didn't, like, when I looked at the Turbo Man kind of toy, I was like, it looks cool, but I'm sticking with Hercules. So that's me. I was like, I was the weird kid. I was like, you don't want that Turbo Man? I'm good. I like the Megazoid and all that, and that making those kind of like products, like those miniature dolls and action figures, and that takes a lot of time consuming. I really give props to anyone who does that. So like,
you got to be committed to it, and I love that Sabrina sharing that, because that's exactly the kind of thing that we're talking about, right? It's, I mean, obviously the memory is not the vibration lifter, but if you can take something that you used to enjoy that also has happy memories attached to it, that whole experience can lift the vibration. So you're looking through a magazine, you're on social media one day, someone's talking about something, and it's like, oh yeah, you know what? And maybe you're inspired to go take that up again, or think about it, or contact someone that you used to know, or take a class or something. Do you know what I mean? It's that whole cycle. That to me that's how you lift the vibration, because you've literally inspired and motivated yourself to move towards something that's going to pick your whole self up. And I love that.
Facts. Yeah,
That's
and it's so rewarding to build yourself that feeling. Yeah, I totally get that, Ron.
Yeah.
And especially when you're creating something with your hands. I know with cooking, I mean, I know how most people feel about cooking. They love it or they hate it. It's like, I get
Right.
it, because it's, after you make something good, you have to do the dishes. And that's like the most unlikely thing that you can do. That, thank goodness for dishwashers.
Right.
Because nowadays, used to, most people still like to hand wash it, but now you can put them in a dishwasher. But the ability to, make your own kind of recipes, even just like ones that are passed down, from my families and friends to, it's just really
Well,
wonderful. And
yeah,
yes,
I mean, this is an excellent point that you make, right?
mhm.
Think about having people over, family traditional dinner, a birthday, some sort of celebration like that, or just having your friends over and providing like brunch or lunch or dinner. The joy that you get in placing that meal on the table and everyone sort of eating and laughing and sharing about their day and talking back and forth. And I mean, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's sad, but
Yeah.
you're still bonding. It's the food and the creation of food oftentimes creates a whole situation, a whole setting. You know what I mean? It's not just like,
Mhm.
Hamburger is great. You know what I mean? It's like a whole thing. And I love that.
Mhm.
All of the emotions and the feelings that are invoked by sitting together and at the table is just amazing to me. And I personally get a lot of joy when I see the people that I love enjoying the thing that I created.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly what you and Arlene is talking about, because food is love and every meal should be
Yeah.
treated as a feast. And I totally get that, what you guys are saying, especially what Arlene and you, Kelly, were talking about. It's like, sometimes like nowadays, I was used to, when I was growing up, I used to, sit in the table, eat your food. That was back before we had like these 4K TVs, game
Yeah.
systems, and all that. It's like, not just reflect on it too. It's like, wow, like even my dad's used to just, like eating like in his own room, which is cool. I mean, he's his own comfort zone. You could watch sports and eat his favorite
Yeah.
meal, but it's kind of like when we get together as a family and we, sit in the table too. And
Yeah.
that's, it feels weird at first, but then it's like, okay, I'm used to it because I grew up
I
like that.
don't
But
think it's done as much probably nowadays as it, because people
right,
are busy and, running all over the place. But when I was a little kid, it was real important that you sat at the table every night together as a family and ate the dinner and shared about and talked about, what you did, what you were going to do, what you wanted to do, what happened at school, what happened at work. It was really important to my parents that we did that.
yeah,
Sometimes at nauseum. We weren't thrilled by it, but when I look back on it now, I'm so blessed that we have those moments, right? That
hmm,
moment of family time and that moment of togetherness. Oh
yeah,
my God,
and
Grace, I do that too.
yeah, that was kind of like what Grace is saying. Yeah, feast for all the sin. Yes. Beautiful point that you made, Grace. And it's like nowadays too that I seen like even on like YouTube, there's people who sit by I say they make their kind of place where they can sit all together and watch like a Netflix video, which is,
Yeah,
I mean, I give them points for creativity because it's like, oh, like how come I never thought of that? But it's
yeah,
like I'm not saying
yeah,
I'm jealous of it. It's like, oh, that's a cool idea. It's really taking
yeah.
note of that, which is cool because most people who like have new families or even just any family in general wants to do creative ways to just see their favorite stuff
Yeah.
on TV, but spend
We were
time with
never
their family.
movie watchers at my house. That
It's
wasn't
really
something that
cool.
we ever did together. But this thing that Grace has said literally brought up a thing for me. So my mom always said that the food had to look pretty on the plate to want you, so that you would want to eat it, right? And when I first got married, I would say to Mark, okay, you have your choice of, let's just say, peas or carrots or broccoli kind of idea, right? And he would be like, okay, I want this. And I'd be like, no, you can't have it. It doesn't go. It's like, what do you mean it doesn't go? And I'm like, well, and then I would break into this. It has to look pretty on the plate or you don't want to eat it. And that vegetable doesn't work. So you're not allowed to have it. And he's like, well, why'd you ask me? I'm like, I was trying to be nice. So I come by it honestly that I think that certain foods work with certain things because my mom taught me that. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, so you saying that lifts my vibration because it literally makes me hear my mom's voice in the back of my head and then my husband's voice in the back of my head going like, that makes no sense whatsoever.
I get it. I hear my mom's voice too when I'm cooking like pasta, and it's like, oh, you put a little bit more of this, put some more pepper, because food could look good, but also it's gotta taste good. It makes you feel
Yeah,
good with your body.
absolutely.
It's healthy for you, for the soul and the body.
Yep.
So it's like that's how I was raised when it comes to cooking, because that's how my grandparents cooked and my mom cooked, my dad, and it's like even with me too. It's like if I had kids someday, I'll definitely pass those traditions too. So it's like I totally get that, and especially what Grace shared too was beautiful. So shout out to Grace.
Listen, my mom was serious about the presentation of the meal. She used to put her the plates in the microwave or in the oven to heat them up because the food had to be hot. It would really upset my mom if she went to all the trouble of making and Sunday dinner was a big deal at our house, right? It was always like the big sit down meal, like a big dinner, right, with dessert and everything. Right. And if that was the case, she was putting the plates in the microwave or in the oven to heat them up because she went through all that trouble. She wanted to make sure when she sat down that the food was still warm.
Yeah, I totally.
Oh, did you, Ron? Cool. I seen it today too.
What's up, Michelle? Haven't seen you for a minute. Shout out to you, Michelle, Shining Light Tarot. Hopefully everything is well. Haven't seen you lately. Hopefully you're good and staying healthy with your son and your family, your sister, Melinda too. Hopefully she's doing all right also. And what is Ron sharing in the chat too? What does he say?
Oh, about seeing the 111.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
You know what's really cool? Speaking of lifting one's vibration. So I realize I am not the only person, especially in the spiritual community, that sees a certain sequence of numbers often. I get that. But what I love is that I've shared that story so many times and how that story of 111 and 1111 coordinates directly to my mom. That literally today I was talking to somebody and it was 1111 and I said it's 1111 and they said, hi, Mom.
Oh.
Do you want to, can you, my vibration is like up here that other people are feeling my mom through that number and associating that with me. And it's just like, oh my God, you were listening. You know what I mean? Like, it's a happy thing. It makes me feel great. So I think that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And hello to Sharon Sype. Thank you for posting Kelly's channel too. It's always good to see you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And if anyone wants a message for today too, and Kelly, if I know with if you have a new decks that you got lately too,
please. Friend, you have no idea.
You got like a library.
I have this lovely deck here. So this is a cool little deck. This is called the Sea Soul's Journey Oracle. Okay. So what's really cool about it is that you get all these, there's 5 different designs of the backs of them, right?
Oh, that's cool.
And they're all water.
Oh, water.
So they have these beautiful images on them. Look, they're just gorgeous, right? Look at this one. Check that out.
Whoa, that's dope.
Right, just beautiful. That one I have. Now I've had this one for a bit, but I don't use it all the time. I have this. Oh gosh, don't fall over, please. Oh, Lord. Okay, I have this deck here. It's called the Cat Wisdom Deck.
Oh, Cosmic Cat. Nice.
They have nice messages in them. It's kind of like on a cutesy kind of vibe.
Right.
But for example, Here's one of the cards here. So trust, take the leap.
Wow.
See up at the top it says I can't, and then the T is falling down as the cat jumps off of it. Do it. And so I like these. These are cute. This was a Christmas gift from someone, and so I really enjoy it. It's a big deck too. Look, they're huge.
Thick cards.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like these cards too that I used yesterday. So
Those
yeah.
are pretty.
Oh yeah, they're pretty.
What deck is that, Jay? Oh,
The
God.
Gods and Titans. I had this for like a couple of years so far. I mean, this is like, it's pretty. I still had them for a while, but I take care of them too. So the only recent deck that I ever bought for myself was the DC Tarot deck and the Marvel Oracle deck too. Which
That's a Stacey DeMarco deck.
the one I'm using now.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yep.
You really like her, don't you? You have a lot of her.
Oh yeah, because a friend of mine gave me a gift when it comes to. I think I'll show you the other.
You have friends that give you gifts. How does that work? No.
Yeah, it's a friend of mine gave me this deck too, and it's just
I like
shout out
that
to her. It's like I got hooked to like what this artist is all about, and it's like, oh, she got some other decks, and it's like I'll rather just see what those decks are about, and I'll just add it to my collection.
Yeah.
And I got this one. There's an animal one, and I got the divine masculine and feminine one, and I believe that's pretty much with Stacey DeMarco. That's it. So I think that's pretty much what I have from her decks. And the other ones I have is like yoga related, and tarot, and tantra. So in my collection's pretty wild, and I'm cool with my collection. So
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I feel like I need another card, but okay. I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh, you guys! To rearrange my whole. Hi, Marcia.
Hey, Marcia. She says you look sexy.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I agree, Marcia. And Michelle, thank you for sharing that story too with seeing that number 717. I was highlighting that too. And it's my sister's birthday. I'm always got on this for going long times without talking. Yeah, I definitely get that with people, when it comes to seeing certain numbers with 111 or 717, that's like their loved ones want to just connect with them. So I get that. I totally get that. And thank you for sharing that too, Michelle. So let me see if I can. I got
these cards here. These are so fun. So this is the Prairie Majesty Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the neatest colors and the neatest messages on them. Right? I just love them. Whoops.
Ooh. Nice.
So
cool. I got 3 questions.
All right, let's do it. There's a whole bunch of them, I think.
All right, let's do it. So, message for Kiba today. All right.
All right. First of all, I have to color coordinate my cards because I'm weird.
I get it.
I don't know why I do that.
I alphabetize my decks and my.
Okay, so I'm not weird. You do things.
I'm weird too. I'll admit it. I alphabetize my hashtags on Instagram.
I love it.
That's manic, right? I was like,
well, you know what? It is what it is. Like I don't worry about it. I don't try to figure it out. I just go with it. But I'm owning it. That's the important bit. Right. And then when I have cards that have all weird colors, that's when I bring out the Prism Oracle, and then I can make anything work with it. That's right.
I get it.
Oh, I'm a mess. Okay, what are we doing? Kiba. Miss Kiba. Miss Kiba. Miss Kiba. Take a message of the day if that's okay. You actually made a rhyme there, Kiba.
Yeah,
I love it.
Bars.
I was saying it out loud in my head, and I was like,
message of the day if that's okay. Bars. Oh man, I'm just feeling that too.
I'm gonna pull you a postcard from Spirit.
Cool.
Oh, I know what cards I should have got out.
So Kiba, I have a powerful message for you. It's all about hope. So never give up on yourself or to your loved ones, and especially when it comes to having faith and hope when it comes to anything in your life and in your journey. And just really feeling that too from that energy, just, and just really feeling this energy of just like, with hope. I'm just really feeling that from you right now too. If that resonates, and just like really continue to really just having faith within yourself, with your loved ones, and especially with everything that you're going through. Also, just really knowing that things happen for a reason, and just really continue to never give up on yourself. Kind of like with this beautiful, beautiful uh, woman in this picture too, Yamaya. So. And she reminds me of the Dora Milaje from the Black Panther films too. If you take a look at the image too, because it's connected to the oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name too. But it's just like very powerful with this message, Kiva. And it's kind of like was really sensing from your message for today. Just not giving up on yourself. Always continue to have faith and hope within yourself, with your loved ones, and everything that's around you too. That's connected with it. So. That's your card for today, Kiva. Hopefully that.
Look, our cards are like the same color. They have
Oh,
like the same colorings in them.
right. Yeah.
See that?
Especially with the yellow too. So I see that. That's really
Beautiful.
interesting.
All right, Miss Kiva. So this is the front side of the card. There's this lovely sort of like, I think it's like a cupid or an angel there, or like a cherub, right? So here is the message. Dearest you, over here, there is no mystery for us to unravel, as we know intimately how connected we all are, how the web of creation works, and how spirit is in every aspect of life, from the invisible to the visible. But it's impossible for humans to comprehend the complexities of how things actually work, because the most important threads in the tapestry don't make sense in the dimension that you live in. That said, can you feel the importance of these currents of energy that bring events together in miraculous ways? You can't understand with your mind, but you can know with your heart and soul. Trust that even though you don't know the how, the what, or the why, we do. Surrender to the mystery and have faith that the unseen world is watching you with loving eyes as spirit weaves your life's mysteries and beautiful tapestry in glorious technicolor. Loving you so much and always. Isn't that beautiful?
Definitely matches this card too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like hope and believing, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Believing that the impossible is possible. I love that.
Be that warrior too, Kiva.
Yes.
In this picture, this beautiful, beautiful chocolate warrior here too in this picture. Saying that respectfully, and so much love, Kiva. And she says, faith filled with love and peace, find. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, Kiva, and much love to you
Beautiful.
also, and to Marsha. And hello to Ivana Intuitive. Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well also. So hello,
Hi, everybody
Ivana.
in the chat.
Yes.
It's my jazz hands. I brought my jazz hands with me today. I'm just
doing the Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Open the portal.
Yeah. Wax on, wax off.
You could be at the what's that? I forgot that school. Yeah, my memory's off. I know what they're talking about. You could definitely do some strange magic there. That'd be cool. So yeah. So yes, shout out to
Who's up next, Miss Grace?
Grace. Yes, of course. No worries. We got you. So let's see what we got for you too. Message.
Miss Grace. I love it. Love it.
Grace, I got a beautiful message for you, and this is all about plenty. So I'm just really feeling this energy too, just when it comes to your message for today. Just really know that just really being open to know that you are enough, that you are enough as a person, as a human being, and just really, when it comes to plenty, being grateful for what you have in your life, to people that who are in your life too, and just like for yourself, also just really know that you are enough too, that you bring a lot to the table, especially as you see too the resources when it comes to this message from Pomona here. So it's kind of like knowing that you are enough, you bring a lot to the table, and it's just really knowing your worth too. Just when it comes to this message, for yourself, and really being open to knowing that about yourself too, to know that you are enough, that you have enough that you need right now, and also just in general, just really knowing that you are enough as a human being, as a woman, and just really being open to integrating that towards yourself too in a very, very powerful way. So if this message resonates with you too, Grace, and much love to you. And that's what I got for you.
I love that. So this is what I've got for you, Grace. This is from that Prairie Majesty deck. So this is the Black-Footed Ferret. And this is a takeover. And the message on the top of this card says, "It is time to reclaim and reinvent the structures in my life." So standing in your power, right? Stepping up and standing in your power. The next card that I have is from the Cat Wisdom Oracle, and we have courage. Reach for the stars, right? Taking a leap of faith. Again, sort of going with that reclaiming your power. And then I felt pulled towards the Sea Soul Journey Oracle that I showed you before, and we have, look at that image, just breathtaking. And it says, "Shine, may you be a lighthouse."
Keep shining your light. Yeah,
absolutely.
And it has a black.
Shine brightly.
Yeah.
Shine brightly. Have courage. Step into your power. I mean, speaking of raising your vibration, right?
There you go. Yes, indeed. So much love to you, Grace. I'm glad the cards that we pulled for you are very helpful, and just really always know
And
that.
look, Jay, we did it again. Look, love. Look. Put that card back up. Look at the colors.
I know they're in sync, aren't they?
There we go. Love it.
Yes. So shout out to you, Grace, and much love to you. Always keep shining on, and just really reclaiming your power, and always know that you are enough too.
Yeah.
So definitely, yes, thank you.
You're welcome, Grace.
Yeah, anytime. And what's up to my boy Russ? Let me see. I say hi to you. So what's up, Russ? Where is he? There he is. What's up, Russ? Good to see you, bro. Hopefully you are doing well and enjoying your day. Big shout out to you, bro. What's good? What's good? What's good? So, yes, let me get to the next person, and it's Michelle.
That's very kind of you to say, Sabrina. Thank you. She said, "I think that the readers and people that follow are some of the most caring, loving people on YouTube."
Oh, thank you, Sabrina. I appreciate that. Big shout out to you also. We do our best to be ourselves,
Jay's okay. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, I'm all right. It's all good.
Listen, we have been friends since the day I started my channel. We were friends before that in terms of like I would come in your chat and you knew who I was. But since the day that I started my channel, you as well as Ron have been so supportive, totally embraced me, and I mean, I'm honored to call you guys my friends now. Do you know what I mean?
We feel the same way.
And I just love you both to bits.
Love you too, Kelly. I know Ron feels the same way too, and he's listening.
I just want to give everybody a hug.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
All right, back to business. Sorry, I digress. Okay, so Michelle Shining Light says, "Could I please have a financial reading, please? Trying to figure out my next step."
Okay, yeah, we good. Thank you, Devaria. They're pretty, aren't they? These goddesses and gods cards too. And shout out to Stacey DeMarco. She's the one that's created it. I just use them for my readings.
Beautiful. All right.
Some financial.
Michelle.
Oh, hugs to you too, Michelle and Ivana and everyone in the chat. Yes, indeed.
Michelle was posting on Facebook leading up to Christmas, her elf on a shelf and everything that all their antics that they were up to. My God, you are so creative, my friend. Every day was like really super interesting what they were doing. It was so cool.
Oh yeah. Michelle and her sister are very creative for sure. I mean, I follow their Facebook posts too. It's really awesome. All right. How to take action with that. Oh, you're welcome, Michelle. That's the truth. We just keep it real, you know?
Absolutely. I remember there was one day that you particularly put a post up, and I think it was like toilet paper or something, and you were like, like this was a lot of fun, but who has to clean up the mess, right?
Right.
And I just thought, like never mind being creative and thinking outside of the box like that. But in addition to that, what a loving, caring, giving mom that you would go to that kind of effort to, make your kiddos smile and bring them joy, right? Because not every parent would invest that kind of time or be like, oh, I don't want to clean up the mess, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michelle is that creative. Even since I first met her, it's just like you can tell she's very creative. She thinks
very
outside
sweet.
the box.
Yeah,
it's really cool and refreshing too. And so, you want me to go first? I've got.
I don't need to pull any more cards. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So Michelle, I pulled 2 cards for you for your financial reading too. Just like really connecting with that, from a spiritual perspective. And feel free to comment if this resonates too. So I got the cards of illumination and flow. And so it's kind of like with this message too for you, Michelle, just when it comes to any kind of creative goals that you want to set for yourself to make a living, and just really finding that key to freedom, just when it comes to this beautiful Greek goddess here, Hecate too. So it's kind of like, finding that key to freedom, as you can see in this picture right here, just really finding that key to independence, really connecting with that in a very powerful way to do things that you love to do. And just like when it comes to making yourself a living too, I know it's important just when it comes to raising a family, especially when it comes to your awesome kiddo too. So just really being open to finding that, key to freedom when it comes to your independence, and just really connecting with that in a very powerful way, being open to that too with this message right here. And just really, take your time going with the flow to anything that you want to, or that you are passionate about when it comes to this message from Poseidon. So it's kind of like going with the flow when it comes to, anything that you're passionate about when it comes to your financial steps, especially to things that you love to do, that you want to do for yourself, to support yourself. And just like when it comes to the gifts that you have to, since you're very creative and you think outside the box. So just don't be afraid to, find that sense of freedom for yourself, illuminate yourself, and just really find that sense of freedom and independence for yourself too, with this message right here. And just really going with the flow and taking action to just really going with the flow to any kind of projects and activities that you want to do for yourself and to support yourself as well. So if this resonates with your question too, Michelle, feel free to comment, and much love to you, my friend. And that's what I got.
Look who wanted to come and say hi.
Who wanted to say hi?
Austin wanted to say hi.
Oh, okay.
Never really comes to visit a whole lot, so it's
buddy.
He's purring his head off. I don't know if you guys can hear him.
How's Quincy? How's my dude?
Quincy is good. Quincy just ate, so he's probably out there having a bath.
Oh, what's up, Quincy? I know you're my dude, man.
Yeah. Okay, so this is when okay, you can't use Mummy's amethyst as a hockey puck, but thank you so much. That's why he gets on the desk. Okay, so this is what I've got for you, Michelle, and this is why I said that I didn't need to pull any more cards. Oh, you want Mummy to choose that one? He literally just put his paw on one of the decks, which actually was the Cat Wisdom Oracle. So I'm going to have to pull that card that he just stepped on. So first card that I have is the Star card. So Jay was talking about finding your flow right? And literally when you were saying that, I'm looking at this card and I'm like, that's flow, right? You have the flow of the connection, right? Now, the star card is about belief. It's about hope. It's about having faith, right? Sometimes when we allow ourselves to be stressed or concerned about things, not saying that you shouldn't be conscious of what you're doing, but sometimes you can overstress yourself and live in an outcome. So for example, you want to save to go on a trip, let's say. If you convince yourself you don't have enough money for the trip, you're never going to go on the trip, right? So there's this, okay? Next, we have the Sun card. So you said illumination and flow, and I pulled flow and illumination. Yep. So awesome. This is the S card and the Tarot. This is, joy. This is blessings. This is abundance. So I believe everything is going to be okay. The cat is totally wrecking my desk, just FYI. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. This is new opportunities, new beginnings, new ideas. So things are happening, which is lovely. And the card that Austin chose for you, Michelle, because now I'm a cat tarot reader.
Yes, she mentioned that too.
Is safety. Find your pocket, which I think is super interesting, right? So in other words, find your comfort zone and work within your comfort zone, right? Meaning that if you have a budget, maybe you need to sort of rework the budget. Maybe you need to find a new way to save or a new way to allocate funds to something, right? Find something that makes you feel comfortable and secure, as opposed to, well, I'll just wait until it's due and then I'll pay it, as an example, right? There's always solutions to help you work through a situation. What are you doing, cat? You're wrecking mommy's desk.
Fair baby is like, I'm pulling cards.
So that's what I got for you, Michelle, and I hope that you like it. And I love that she wrote that. Every time you do a reading for me, Kelly, your cat jumps in your lap. My mom loved cats. See that? Okay. Then your mama must be around because the cat's still on my desk.
Awesome. Shout out to your mom, Michelle.
I hope that helps a bit, Michelle.
For sure.
Blessings too.
You're welcome, Michelle. Anytime, my friend. If you guys haven't checked out Michelle's channel too, feel free to do so. She's a very amazing reader too. So if you guys ever want to check out Michelle's Shining Light Tarot, feel free to do so. She's awesome, and I want to give her a big shout out. So much love, Michelle, and thank you for getting a reading from us too. And speaking of that too, shout out to Jan Breck. Shout out to my peeps from down under too. So she says, Jay, I am in the end as usual, but if you could pull a card for me for this time, that would be, yeah, of course. Yeah, so you'll be our last person because it's like under an hour too. So Jan, we're going to pull a card for you. Yes, indeed. Oh, look at that fur baby. It's like, hey, I want to be in the mix too. What's up?
That's like 20 pounds of love right there.
20 pounds of furry loving right there.
It's like holding on to a sack of potatoes. Aw.
Oh, that's beautiful, Michelle. Thanks for sharing that too. That's for sure. Until I get that.
Talk to her, Michelle. Just say hi, Mama. Send me some love, Mama.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
All right. I'm at the end. This is my video. Do a card for me this time. Great. Okay. Bye, Grace.
Later, Grace. Thank you for popping in and enjoy cooking your dinner. I know you might be cooking something good. So have a beautiful rest of your day, too.
I'm thinking since my husband's gone to hockey, we're going to have pasta. We're all about the pasta. I'm kind of feeling it.
Taco Tuesday in this house, so My dad might go to Del Taco or something. I don't know, or make something. Who knows?
Well, now, Michelle, I want to just say to you that you writing that in the chat literally makes me feel like this was exactly the right thing that was supposed to happen today with all of us coming here. Because if you got what you came here for without knowing that you were going to get it, then we raised the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awesome.
And yes, what Kelly said. Yes, indeed.
Miss Jan.
Yes, and I have a beautiful message for Jan too, if she's still here. So, Jan, I got the beautiful, powerful message of individualization from Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, I believe too. And it's just like when it comes to individualization and just really finding your own identity and really being open to doing that. And just like for you also, Jan, if this message resonates with you and just you really being open to connect with your own identity, finding out who you truly are from the inside out, and just like finding your own identity is the most powerful thing you can do as a human being, as a person, as a woman, etc. And just really being open to doing that for yourself, Jan, to really finding your own identity, to really know who you truly are within, kind of like with this badass warriors here too with Artemis, and just like really being open to doing that in a very, very powerful way, just to really connect you to who you truly are from the inside out, and just really finding your own identity and just really being open to doing that for yourself, just really taking that to heart when it comes to this powerful message from when it comes to individualization. And that's all about find out who you truly are from within. So just really being open to exploring that and just really find out who you are from within, and just really being open to explore that in your own way too. And so, Jan, if this message resonates with you, much love to you and to your family also from down under, and much love to you, my friend. So
it's so cool. We're totally in sync tonight, Jay.
Oh yes.
So I pulled 2 cards, both like nature-based sort of cards, and I got 2 cards fall out of one and then another card. So the first card, this is from the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn, which I love, one of my first decks ever. We have Thicket of Thorns and Uncertainty.
Mm.
The next card that I've got is the Stag Spirit and Leadership. There's a beautiful image on that.
Yeah.
So it
definitely.
reminded me very much of what you were saying, Jay, like owning it, standing in your power, stepping into your light, right?
Exactly.
Sort of using your voice and taking control of the narrative, right? Of the direction. Using your inner wisdom to sort of help navigate that. Oftentimes we get asked as readers, what's the direction I'm supposed to be in? Where am I supposed to be going? Where am I headed? That kind of thing.
Right.
And I want to say this is personally how I feel. If you're in a direction, if you're on a path, you're going in a particular direction, then that's the direction that you're in. And it's okay to own it. It may not end up being the best decision that you've ever made. It may not end up being right for you, and then you switch. But in the moment that you're in that direction, try to enjoy the journey of that direction, because you're going to learn things from it, right? And the reason why I say that is so that you don't create unnecessary stress and unnecessary confusion, unnecessary sort of like burden almost, right? Where you're regretting your decision, being negative about the decision-making skills that you have, questioning, all of the things. We spend a lot of time in the outcome of how we think something is going to be or how something should end up, and not enough time, in some cases, in the actual journey, because that's where the beauty is. The beauty is in the journey. Whether it ends up being great or it ends up being not so great, You still were in a journey and you learned things from being in that journey. So this feels very much like being present is important for me to say. That's sort of where I was going. And then I have this lovely card, which is the waterfall and effortless. Effortless in terms of going with the flow, being able to navigate those bumps and those obstacles, right? The log that falls over a big rock that the water has to like swish around, it still maintains its flow. So if you're navigating a path and a block is there, right? Have your intuition, your wisdom, your power, right? Knowing that you have the ability to navigate that. And then it becomes a little less stressful. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, it always, finding out who you truly are from within too. Just always remember that as well from this powerful message, Jan. And
Beautiful.
it's like what Kelly shared too is very powerful, going with the flow, and just like the previous message as well. So hopefully these cards that we pulled for you, Jan, were very helpful, and much love to you also. And so, Kelly, since we're almost we're an hour in already, if you want to share anything before we go, because I know, like, I was trying to keep it under an hour. So, but if you want to share anything,
well, because we're talkers, so it's okay. So I just wanted to say thank you for inviting me. It's always fun being with you, and we haven't had a collaboration on your channel in a long time, so I really appreciate the invite. Thank you to everyone who came. What do I have coming up this week? Oh, I do have something fun. Well, I think it's fun. So we have coming up on Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're calling it Chat Cards with the A-Team. And the A-Team is consisting of Ali from Heart and Soul Connected, Ivana Intuitive, Angela Cardomancy Mesquite, and Anna Banana. That is the A-Team. And I am a host. So I fall under the A as well. That was a joke. But we're just going to have some fun, let our hair down and toss some fun cards and do some kind of readings. I've made up a spread with all A's, and it's going to be fun. So I hope you guys can tune in. That'll be great.
Oh, I'll definitely tune in. Shout out to Ivana, Anna Banana, and, all the people who are involved too. So that's going to be cool stuff that you're doing on your channel. And like with
lots of cool things coming up. So just make sure if you're subscribed that you've got the little notification bell ticked off, so whenever something's coming up, and then you don't miss it.
Yeah, so like what Kelly said too, if you guys want to check out her channel, it's linked in the chat right now, pinned in the chat. So if you guys want to check out her channel too, and especially for those who are watching the replay, so it's definitely in the description below, and especially with me too, because I'm doing a Saturday show. If you guys want to cut loose, have fun, have some spicy readings, feel free to drop by in the after hour show at 8 p.m. I'll make sure I'll be there this time. If I'm not going to any concerts that day, I'm not going anywhere this week. I'm chilling at home. So this is like, hey, I'm recovering. The only place I'm going to is looking at a massage on Thursday, but that's it, But, it's just like if you guys want to tune in and just really check out the after hour shows that I'm doing on Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Feel free to hang out, have fun. If you guys want to talk about certain things when it comes to comedy or relationships, feel free to do so. Or you just like spiritual stuff too. Want to cut loose, have fun, connect with other people who feel the same way. So yes, feel free to tune in. And like Kelly said too, if you guys are liking this live stream, feel free to like it, support us too, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to lovely Kelly here too. Hit the notification bell so you guys get notified for all the content that we produce on a regular basis, from live streams, short videos, all community posts, all that good stuff you see in these YouTube streets. And so, Kelly, thank you for being here too, and you're always welcome on my channel too. And I love being on your channel too when you have the time to do so. So, whenever you are open to it too, just let me know. I'll definitely put it in my schedule too, and especially for anyone who is in here too, Ron and Michelle and Dev Age too, and Ivana. So, if you guys ever want to collab with me too, just feel free to hit me up. And what does Jan say in the chat? She says, "Thank you both. Almost 7-7. I've been so all these years, and I have more to think about now. Well, yeah, explorers. Yeah, it's just like like the cards that we pull for you, Jen. It's all about finding out who you are too, and just really exploring that, being open to doing that in a very powerful way. It's just like exploring your artistic talent. If you got that curious energy to do that, just really having fun to connect with yourself, find out who you are too from the inside out,
Mhm.
and just really connect with that in a very, very powerful way. So yeah, go for it, Jan. If you want to explore your artistic talent, I mean, yeah, I'll root for you all the way.
Absolutely.
Yes, and thank you for sharing her channel too, share insight
Thank
too.
you, Sharon.
And so I'm going to wrap it up, call it a day. And much love to all you guys who are in these YouTube streets. We'll see you if other people are going live later on, or just like the next day too. And maybe continue to practice self-care that could benefit us, our loved ones in our environment, where we can just take care of ourselves, just physically, mentally, emotionally, creating healthy
Mhm.
relationships, and just really raising our vibrations too in a very powerful way, and putting our own spin to it too. Hot damn it. So just saying that as well. So anyways, much love to you guys, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye, everyone.
Blessings. Bye.
Bye bye.